You may be asking, what is flag review? Is it one man looking at flags solely based on their appearance and giving them arbitrary star ratings? Or is it something deeper? Do my opinions on flags, perhaps my reliance on simplicity, reflect something deeper, some inner turmoil? Or are we just messing around? I don't even know at this point. I got feelings, and I'm going to take them out on some flags today. Hi everybody, my name's Brady. I'm a 19th century American historian. We're going to judge some flags. Today we're doing more U.S. state flags. I have one more U.S. state flag thing to do after this one, and we'll be done with the U.S. states. We'll be able to move on to some other ones. I'm trying to wrap up some of them that I've already started. I've got to finish the Swedish ones. Some Russian ones that I've already started but never finished. I got to get those done because you guys want me to move on, and I get that. There's so many flags in the world. You probably want me to get to your country. If you're not from one of those places I've already gotten to, a good amount of you are from those places, though. That's kind of why I've picked the ones, because they are in such high demand. So let's continue U.S. states. So I believe we finished New Jersey last time. I hope we did, because I'm moving on beyond it. Here we have the flag of New Mexico. It was established in September 18th of 1920. This one's kind of old. And 1920 wouldn't surprise me so much, but the design actually looks kind of modern. I don't know. Something about it is very clean. I really like this design at first glance, but like, how much do I like it? It contrasts pretty well. The symbol is good. It's distinguishable. I see it and I'm like, oh, that's the New Mexico flag. This is one of them that I've seen before and I remember. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's some sort of a cross, but it's a very interesting interpretation on that. I don't think it's religious, but I can't tell you for sure that it's not. The contrast is really cool, though. I think the yellow works very well with this particular shade of red. They could have gone for a more vibrant red. They went for something a little darker, which I think makes it stand out on this very vibrant background very well, despite the fact that there is a lot of dead space here. I think it works out very well. It's minimalistic. I think everything about this flag fits what I like about flags. This is rare because these are U.S. state flags. State flags and country flags, we're working with different standards here, but I think I'm going to give this one a really good grade. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I hope that's not outrageous because I really like this one. Sometimes simplicity just works out well. And the symbol is unique enough that it stands out. You can do so much simplicity and eke out a 4-star rating, no problem. This is simple, but it does have an element of it that really does stand out to me. This symbol is different. It's different from other stuff I've encountered without being too showy. I think it's very good. So, cool. 4.5 stars. That's a rarely high rating. I was thinking about going higher, but I'm playing it safe on this one. New York. This one is from 1901. So this one and the previous one are not too far apart, but they are so far apart in quality. This one, it has a lot going for it. I like to lean on simplicity. That's how it is. There is some stuff like, idea-wise, I kind of like some things about it. The execution, I don't really care for. I like the scales. I think there's an element of that I can appreciate. You got the justice being blind thing. There's a lot of imagery that I can appreciate, just not necessarily in this form or this particular art style. We have text on it. We have this, which, for all I know, is part of a state seal. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm uncertain about how low I'm going to end up putting. I kind of like that there's a crown just kind of tipped over on the ground. That's kind of funny. Oh, I hope that's a jab at monarchy because it should be. I think U.S. state flag should jab at monarchy more often, because I just think it would be funny. It's very American. Yeah, I don't like it. 1.25 stars. There you go. Sorry, dude. New York, step your game up. I feel like you have so much to work with when it comes to a flag. So you may be overdue for an updated one. Here we got North Carolina. Okay, we got a natural... It's kind of a stars and stripes thing here. We've only got the 2 stripes here, but we also have a star here. So, principally, this is a stars and stripes flag. However, if it was just the star and the stripes, it would probably do a whole lot better. This has text. It has dates. It actually says the... I don't really like when they put the state's name on the flag, and this has NC, North Carolina. That's also not very good. Not a fan of that stuff. But I think this is not as egregious as some other flags that put that sort of stuff on there. It doesn't feel as much like it is like forcing it onto my vision. You know, I could kind of ignore that. It's sequestered off to the side here. There are some things that really put that stuff at the forefront. There are other elements to look at, but I still don't like it. This one is a 1.75. I'm going to be hard on. North Dakota. Okay, this art style is interesting. This is familiar too. We have something, we have another flag that has this similar design of the eagle like biting into the ribbon. I like the eagle. The particular art style of the eagle I don't love. There are flags older than this that look better than this, I'll say that much. It's got the banner and the little banner here, and they both have writing on them. The color choices are okay. I mean, red, yellow, blue. There's a decent amount of colors here. I think this could certainly be simplified. It has so much thrown into it. It might be a little too much for my taste. How does it compare next to this one? I think I like this one more. It's at least a little more simple. This one also has, and this has like the full state name on it. That's worse than having NC on it. But this one has like dates and stuff on it. But this has like at least this has the courtesy to not be in English. I don't know. I don't think I like this one as much. I'm gonna give it. There was this one. Do I like it more than this one? I don't like this art style, but I might like it more than this one here. Okay, I'm just gonna give this one a 1 point. You know what? I'll give it a 1.3. Could be worse, but it's pretty bad. 1.25. No, it's getting 1.25. It's not very good. All right. Okay, this one. I've read the comments. There's somebody looking forward to me checking this one out. The flag of Ohio. And this little checkered part here, that stuff doesn't count. That's not the flag. The flag's shape is like this little pointed thing. And I'm actually down with flags taking unconventional shapes. You look at like the Nepal flag and it's a little bit weird, but I don't fundamentally disagree with it being shaped differently from a normal flag. I'm actually totally down with that. So that element is actually a thumbs up. The placement of the stars feels a little haphazard because they have this big weird circle in the middle, and that's really the part that is throwing me off a little. Because I don't think I like that. That's one thing about it that I don't think I like. But it does make it a little bit more distinguishable from the U.S. flag. It seems like it's more than just a U.S. flag taking a different, more unconventional shape. So it has that going for it. The fact that it's a circle makes me think that it's supposed to be seen as an O. So if that's like a letter on a flag, that would be a negative point, but it could also pass for not necessarily being an O and just kind of being a shape thrown in there, but in that case it feels kind of random. You got me conflicted right now. I'm not sure exactly how I feel. I like it more or less than the U.S. flag? I kind of like this side triangle thing more than I like the square up in the corner. That is one thing I like, but I really don't like this, and I think the layout of the U.S. flag, in the way that it does its stars, is just neater, but there's too many of them. I understand there's a purpose for that, but at a point, it gets a little bit too busy, and it starts to take away. I'm going to give this one a 2.5, but I might consider coming back and reviewing it again. I think this might be one of those that I have to. There's a lot of flags I want to go back and give them a second look. Yeah, and this might be one of them because I am definitely conflicted. Its standing grade right now is 2.5, though. I'm going to stick with that. All right, moving on. Oklahoma. I've seen this flag. It had a version of this flag previously that was just this minus the writing on it, and that would have been so much better. There is kind of a modern look to this flag. It's got seemingly Native American imagery, which I think is really good. It's Oklahoma. That makes sense. The text is definitely going to take it down a notch. I like the blue background. While the symbol is a bit complex, I kind of like it. Despite that, I think it's just different from a lot of other state flags, and I think leaning into this imagery really works for Oklahoma specifically. When I think of Oklahoma, though, I don't think blue for some reason. I don't know why. Blue just never seemed to fit, but I can't really complain about that. That's a fault in my perception rather than me taking it on for what it's worth. I'll give this one like a 3.5. It's really mostly the text that brings it down. 3.5 is pretty good in my book, though, so... yeah, that's not too bad. Just get rid of that text. Revert back to that older version of the flag that didn't have the text on it, and I think you'll be doing much better. All right. Moving on. Oh, this is Oregon. This one's weird because it has this, but on the other side of the flag, it has... yes, it does have it here. It has a beaver. So I have to take this on kind of on principle here. Am I cool with this? And I actually think this is a really good idea, especially if you're going to have a flag that has essentially a state seal on it and a bunch of writing or whatever. If you have like the symbol-y stuff on one side and the righty stuff on one side, I kind of like that. I still don't really like having this stuff on the flag itself, but I think I would give it more points than I ordinarily would have, because it is taken on in a kind of innovative way. It's got this. Honestly, I don't think this is the best symbol. If you're gonna do a beaver, I don't think this is the most picturesque beaver. I don't know. There's something about it that it doesn't say anything to me. It doesn't scream dignity. It doesn't scream power. It doesn't scream kindness. It doesn't give me any sort of vibe. It's just a beaver. Color's fine, so it's got that going for it. So I want to judge this for like what it is and maybe skew it up for creativity. I think that would probably be a fair way to take on this flag. So I really don't like this. This side I like much less than the very plain beaver on the other side. I feel like I would normally give this maybe like a 1.25 for this side. So I'm going to skew it up to maybe a 1.75. Does that sound good? I don't know if that sounds good. It's definitely not a 2 for me. The color is the best thing about it, but none of the symbols really stand out very strong, even on either side. But there is that little, I'm willing to skew it up a little bit because I do appreciate that it is a creative approach to the flag. All right, next one. Ooh, we got Pennsylvania. I don't like it, but I kind of like the black horses with like the red little little doodads here and the little white trim. I think that's kind of cool. But overall, I fundamentally kind of disagree with the art style of this flag, I guess. It's similar to the Massachusetts thing. I might skew it a little higher because honestly, this is a little bit more interesting to look at, but not by much. I think I'll give this one a 1.3. I don't know. It's not my style. It's really a stylistic preference. This is all stylistic preference, really. But yeah, that one wasn't too hard considering art style wise. Let me go back to the one New York. Yeah. Yeah, the art style is a little different. This one it has less shade to it. The other one looks a little bit more European to me. Something about this stylistically leans a little bit more European. I know there are little things, like we got the eagle or whatever, and that reminds you, okay, this is from America. This looks like it could be a bad European flag, but no, it's a bad American flag. Oh, we've already done this one. This one's my state. I did this in the first one. I want to reevaluate it a little bit, though, because, I don't know. I think I gave it a 4 last time. I think I'll crank it down to maybe a 3.5. That Hope banner really is the one thing that... Maybe a 3.75. I'm sure I'll have to reevaluate this again. I'll break the difference between the 3.5 and the 4. This is a 3.75 now. Yeah. I like the anchor. I think the anchor is good. The white background, I question, but I think works very well with this particular gold. And it's a much more squared off flag in this form especially than a lot of the others that have white backgrounds, so it doesn't leave as much dead space. I just fundamentally disagree with the Hope banner, but overall I still don't think my state flag is too bad compared to some of the others I've seen. And I guess it's a little bit more my style, I guess. So that works. Maybe that's influenced my style a little bit. Maybe it's because of this I have the stylistic preferences I do. I don't know. And I think this is the last one we're going to be doing today. We have South Carolina. And after this, we just have one more episode. We're going to be doing U.S. state flags. And hopefully I'll crank that out soon so we can put these to bed. I'd clap my hands, but I can't right now. Something about this seems very out of place. We got the moon thing, and that makes me lean a little bit like... Middle Eastern? And Middle Eastern countries don't own the moon as a symbol, but it's the first thing I think about. And the tree, I'm glad they kept it white. I feel like if you tried to add color to this tree, it would start to resemble one of those Liberian flags, the Liberian county flags that look like they're kind of drawn by kids. The tree... It's a little funky, but I'm kind of okay with it. I think this is an okay flag. I'm conflicted. I think this one will get an okay grade. I don't know if it'll be exceptional, but okay. I think I can stomach giving this one a 3. It doesn't have any text on it. I don't really like how the tree is drawn. The balance of the flag is tilted off to the left a little bit because of the moon on it, but I don't hate that. 3.25. I need to really... One day I'm going to do like a 24-hour live stream where I'm going to re-rank every single flag I ever did. And I'm going to hate my life when I do it, but so many flags are probably going to get completely different places. Jeez. So where are we going next time? Ooh, Dakota. Cool. We're doing South Dakota next time. That'll be fun. So pretty soon we'll wrap up the rest of the U.S. state flags. Those are my thoughts on these. Let me know any other sets of flags you want me to check out in the future once I finish the ones that I'm on right now. I'm listening. I'm reading. So if you feel like your suggestions have been ignored, I'm sorry. I will try to get them eventually. I hope this series goes on for the rest of time. So hopefully I'll have a lot of time to do it. And I want Flag Review to be a little bit more active going into 2021 than it has been in 2020. But we'll see. We'll see if people still like it. It's still kind of like one of the less popular series on my channel. It's kept alive because I love doing it so much. So I guess it's my personal passion that I have to rely on. As long as Flag Review doesn't get old, I guess I'll keep doing it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You falling asleep, bub? All right, bye.